Most people are tired of high monthly housing costs. You deserve to see your monthly payments contributing to building your own personal wealth every single month. Today, I want to show you why your first property should be a multifamily building and how house hacking can change your financial future. Conventional advice tells us to buy a single family white picket fence as your dream house. However, I invite you to think differently. When you buy a duplex, a triplex, or a fourplex as your first property, you are buying an investment vehicle that you just so happen to live in. You are minimizing your biggest monthly expense and you're building equity over time. So let's look at this chart. This is going to be the financial reality of the Pierce County market here in 2020. When you look at data like this, transparency matters to ensure a fair comparison is to get as close to apples as I could. I had to make some assumptions. So let's talk about that before we actually go through the comparison. So first, I looked at the median sale price of each asset class in 2026. Now, there are ways to get a better price, but again, to get it as apples to apples as I could, I took the median. Now, the median, for those that may need a reminder, that means half the property sold for more, half the property sold for less. Now, for down payment, I went with 5% because anybody could do a 5% down loan. You don't have to be a first time home buyer to use that loan. You just have to be intending to own or occupy the property. The monthly payment is based on a 6.3 interest rate. There is a component missing though, and that is insurance costs. That is going to be very person specific, so I didn't want to use one of those numbers. I strictly just wanted to look at the payment itself. And then for the rental income, I assumed it was going to be a 2-bed, 1-bath, which in Pierce County can rent out for about $1,800. So, with that said, let's look at your standard home, right? Most people, when they think of getting their first home, they think single family. We see that price point at around 580 with the monthly payment of about $3,400. That can be hefty when you're trying to build a financial future. Now, when we look at the payment that you have to pay for a duplex, the monthly amount is more. However, you have a tenant on the other side helping cover your costs. So then we see your payment actually drop down to 1963. Again, we see that payment drop again if you were to go for something a little larger like a triplex. Now you're only paying $560, which in Pierce County, you can't even rent a room for $560, but that'd be your portion of the mortgage if you bought the triplex. If you were to buy the fourplex, you would not be paying anything. In fact, you would be getting paid to live there, which is pretty cool if you ask me. Now, I realize choosing this path requires a different mindset. Your first home is your entry point into real estate, into wealth building. It's not necessarily your forever home. If you are willing to make adjustments early, then you can secure your financial freedom in the future. I have personally used this exact strategy to grow, and many others have as well. The math is pretty clear here. You have the ability to turn your housing cost into a profit center. If you want to see how this strategy applies to your specific financial goals here in Pierce County, reach out to me. Let's look at your numbers and find the right property for your next move. If there's another area in Washington that you would like me to analyze, be it Thurston County, Lewis County, and anywhere else, go ahead and comment below what area you would like me to analyze next. If you like the video, make sure you like and subscribe. Got more videos coming out this month.